The Republic keeps the Jedi in check. It maintains control and imposes order across thousands of worlds. But if the Republic falls, a score of new interstellar governments and galactic organizations will rise. It is far easier to manipulate and control a single enemy than 20. That is why we must seek out radical separatist groups, identify the ones that have the potential to become true threats, then encourage them to strike before they are ready. We must exploit them, playing them off against the Republic. We must let our enemies weaken one another while we stay hidden and grow strong. One day, the Republic will fall and the Jedi will be wiped out. But it will not happen until we are ready to seize power for ourselves. So those are the words of Darth Bane. Now, why am I mentioning Darth Bane in this REY theory video? Well, for several reasons. One of which deals with REY herself. Now, much has been talked about regarding REY's dark turn. A lot of theories are going out there, ranging from, oh, it's a dark vision, which is boring, ew, or it's a clone, or she actually turns dark, or it's a twin, or Palpatine possessed her. So I have a theory that has clones involved, but not in the way you think. There was also the theory before Last Jedi came out that REY was a Skywalker, and then the Last Jedi came out and says, well, she's nobody, and a lot of people were disappointed by that. JJ did say that more of her parentage will be explored, and a lot of people still are holding out hope that she's not nobody, she's someone special, especially the fact that she gravitated towards the Force so quickly that she has to have some sort of some special sauce in her. What I will say is I believe she's a Skywalker, but not in the way you think she's a Skywalker. So let's get into what I think the dark REY image means.
Your journey. Nears its end.
I believe that this video is actually the beginning of the movie. And this is not Dark REY we're looking at, but rather we're looking at Darth Zana. Right? Hold up. Now let's get into who Darth Zana is. Darth Zana is the apprentice to Darth Bane. Darth Bane was the first Sith to ever enact the rule of two. He was the sole survivor of the massacre of the Sith Lords, with the Jedi defeating them. He was like the only survivor, and he realized that the reason why the Sith were defeated is because of all of the sort of infighting, and everybody's so power hungry. And he realized that you can't have like a whole army of power hungry lords. So basically, in order to stay under the radar, you have to have not more than 2 Sith Lords at a time, a master and an apprentice. And he went through a bunch of apprentices, but he finally landed on Darth Zana, and she is another human that when she became a Sith Lord, she was super powerful. Because not only did she become like a Sith Lord, she actually became a Sith sorceress. She was able to use Sith magic, which not a lot of Sith Lords can do. Not even Darth Bane himself. And throughout the times, they would challenge each other, try to fight each other, and then it would come to a draw. But eventually she defeated him. So she was the only one of his apprentices to ever defeat Darth Bane. Now, what does that have to do with the current Skywalker saga? I believe with Darth Zana, how powerful she was, that she was probably one of the first attempt at cloning, in which before she expired or anything like that, they wanted to make sure there was another version of her, and so they tried to clone her. And because it was early days, I believe like they wanted to do the cloning experiments through like artificially inseminating a host so that the clone could sort of gestate in the womb and come out. Now, there must have been some failures or some mix-up or something like that, which I'm sure, if I'm right, JJ will sort of explain all of this, that something went wrong, and the person that they gestated the first attempt of cloning Darth Zana in was Shmi Skywalker. And she ended up having a boy instead of a girl, because of, again, early days of the cloning process, they're trying to mix DNA and stuff like that, and it doesn't come out as a girl, it comes out as a boy, and we have Anakin Skywalker. And then of course through Anakin we get Luke and Leia and so on and so forth, Ben Solo, and then we have what we have today. Now, where does REY come in? REY, I believe, is a perfect attempt at cloning Darth Zana. This is after the cloning process have gotten way better, and Palpatine has did his research and made sure that he had the Kamino's help, and basically he had a fail-safe. So here's what I think Palpatine's plans were. For a long time he wanted to cheat death. Darth Plagueis wanted to learn how to extend his life, and Palpatine took on that quest as well. I think one of the ways in which he found out how to sort of extend his life was through the cloning process. That he, in case of his death, an order will be executed where his clone body is resurrected, and then he can sort of send his force essence into that body. Again, I think something went wrong where that process got messed up or interrupted, and that's where you have like Snoke, and Snoke was supposed to be Palpatine but just didn't work out. But of course Snoke has elements of Palpatine in him, that's why he had all the force powers and the sort of force lightning, and he was all Dr. Evil on everyone and wanted to sort of come back with the First Order. He's more of a bastardized version of Palpatine. So with REY now, I believe that because Zana was so powerful and everyone wanted to clone her to sort of control her power, is that Darth Sidious himself, aka Palpatine, he wanted her as an apprentice. And I think he wanted her as an apprentice even before he met Anakin, and tried his a way to sort of like make sure she's born, but like he's able to control her. But I think that kind of went by the wayside once he met Anakin and realized, well, I can control this one. I'm not sure if he knew Anakin was a clone of Darth Zana or not, but regardless, he just saw some potential in Anakin and decided he'll put the Zana thing on pause and use Anakin. But of course, at the end of Return of the Jedi, Anakin went back to the light side, kills Palpatine, and I think that's when the sort of failsafe got enacted and a new Palpatine was being grown. Now, the failsafe, I think, also has to do with REY as well, where she is, her clone is starting to grow as well. Again, I think something went wrong with the Palpatine clone as well as the clone for Zana, and I think that's how REY came out, which she was before she was ready. She was probably like a baby, and someone found her, and then some junk traders and took her away and then sold her off, and Snoke was a bastardized version of Palpatine, and that's how we got like that separation. But I believe by the time we get to Rise of Skywalker, another version of Palpatine is being grown because Snoke is dead. So the failsafe kicks in again, and Snoke is being reborn. And then of course you have Rey, who is, she's probably gonna go on her mission and then meets Palpatine, who tells her the entire truth about her existence, that she is supposed to be Xana, and she's supposed to be his apprentice and learn the ways of the Sith. Whether she chooses to be with him or fight him remains to be seen. But it could add to the whole idea of why she and Kylo are so connected, because of course Kylo, aka Ben Solo, he's a Skywalker. He has the Skywalker bloodline within him, and if my theory is true, then Rey's DNA is basically the catalyst for the Skywalker bloodline, and that would, in essence, sort of connect them. So that's my crackpot theory. Alright guys, let me know what you think about my theories. Am I wrong? Am I off my rockers? Or am I onto something? Well, we won't know until December, and I can't wait for that. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that like, that notification bell, and drop some comments down below and let me know what you guys think. Alright, so until next time folks, peace.